Breakfast. Hey, Aaron Douglas. Optic shrooms. Yes. Got breakfast sandwich. Hey, Andre. So finally getting something to eat. Didn't really eat anything all day. But there's no sausage. Look, there's no sausage. There's no sausage. It's okay. It's okay. No worries. Thank you. There's no sauce. Extra egg. I don't care. I eat extra egg. Last time they put bacon in it, right? I didn't want bacon, so $4 I had to give it to the crows. Which one I could eat, but if they put bacon on it, I might not want it. Hey, Wolfgang, acid drip. I'm hungry. Got burger. No coffee. No coffee today. French fries. We got egg sandwich. Oh yeah, I heard about that on the news. Hey Drew. Yes, Aaron Douglas at 34. Or Aaron Carter. Oh, taco sauce. We don't want that. Yes, very young. Nothing, just relaxing, watching a little TV. Think I'm gonna take a day off from drinking. I only smoked one cigarette today. Look, I need more ketchup. I put ketchup on every bite. Big Vegas. Oh, cool. Right on. Now that is funny as shit, Big Vegas. Right, that's why I go like this, because you got the boobs and then the hips. Alright? Alright, we're just munching out. I think I'm gonna go home and just do nothing. No tacos. They have 2 monster tacos for $3. That's what I heard in the bathtub. You got to be careful if you're sedated, and then you in the bathtub. I have some taco sauce, but I don't really like that stuff. Mm. I ate half the French fries. I think they're going to give me another sausage sandwich. So we're just gonna chill out, and then I'll go get some cat food. And like I said, I don't think I'm gonna drink today. I'm just gonna go home and relax. I have 4 cigarettes, which I really need to cut down. Me and Mama Crow have a lot in common. So just from smoking so much, it's weird after you eat, you want to smoke a cigarette. So I thought it was going to rain all day today, but it did not. It only rained, like sprinkled. It didn't really rain. Now we're getting another storm. I think it should be coming by tomorrow. I said it's going to be a little colder, and the rain will probably last a couple days. So we're going to get lots of snow. So I think Tahoe was going to get a good amount of snow where you could go skiing. Hey, Eros Cosmos. I know, we only smoked one today, which is really good. And the only reason why I didn't, because I was pretty much sleeping all day, right? But I don't really have the money to buy them. I do, but I said I'm going to eat instead. So I have enough money to buy cigarettes and beer. But I think I'm just not going to. I'm just going to wait. So maybe I'll get some pot tomorrow instead. But knowing me, I'm going to buy some cigarettes. I'm pretty sure of it. But I'm very proud of myself to only smoke one cigarette. I have 4 cigarettes at home, right? Because you hear my smoker's cough, right? I have it pretty bad there. Hey, Moo Swan.
Oh, que yo le rápido. Sí.
Vaya.
I still have some of that pot. We could smoke some pot. I told them they don't have to make another one, but then when I went over there to get ketchup, the guy said, hold on. So I think they might be making me another sausage sandwich. Which would be good. I could eat it for breakfast. So everything on the news is mainly with the elections, because we're going to have an election on the 8th. I have not registered to vote. So somebody asked me, oh, would you like to register to vote? It was like a month or two ago. I'm like, no, I don't have the time, right? But now I wish I would have, because then come the 8th, I could go vote. It might be too late for me to register. I don't know. Wow, shit. Let's see if he's gonna make one.
Okay, the spot checking out. Okay. I gotta go now.
Yeah.
With no more sausage?
Oh, are you going for sausage?
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh, can I send a baby for you, okay?
Next time? Okay, all right, thank you, have a good night.
¿Cuál es el número del balcón? ¿No sirve?
Okay, next time. Because last time they gave me the wrong sandwich, anyways. So this is twice. All right, let's go get some cat food. All right, let's go get some cat food. Look, it's cold outside. We'll go get some cat food. Spoil the little cats. Right? So right now I'm jonesing for a cigarette. And I'm glad that I only have a couple, because I think I'm gonna go to bed early. Yes. What's happening?
You want to jump in, man?
Yeah.
Give me $200-$300.
Rock Hills Farm. Rock Hills Farm. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
See the little cat's $9. Look, right here. No. Okay. That's why I have no fucking money. Fucking $9. Fucking cat food. Watch out. Hey, Sermon Merman. Hey, Charlotte, Thomas Jordan. Hey, Richard Clark. It's a little chilly. It didn't rain a whole lot, but, you know, everything's kind of like, not wet, but you could tell. Just from the mist, so everything is a little wet. Oh, look, we got Christmas lights. For me, I just want to smoke a cigarette. So no beer tonight. We're going to take a break, which I think I need. Believe it or not, we're kind of taking a break on the cigarettes because this is my second cigarette. Like I said, if I call it early night, I probably won't Jones because I'm so used to smoking and drinking. And the one thing I do notice is that when I do not drink, I have a hard time sleeping. So hopefully we get to sleep tonight. Sometimes I'll just lay there and go, oh fuck, what is it? What is it? Because I have nothing to drink. Oh, watch out. Okay, hold on. Kitty kitties. We got you some food, you fuckers. Now, $10 a day, or this is for 2 days. So $5, how much does that add up to? These little varmints. It's for breakfast too. Alright, you fuckers, are you hungry? Are you hungry, you fuckers? You're very lucky. Look, the ants don't eat McDonald's. It must be pretty bad. Alright, hold on, you little varmints. Hello, cutie. Now look. I told you don't put your feet on the dish. Now you got a bunch of dirt. Now you're gonna have to eat dirt. You wanna eat dirt? Don't put your feet in the dish. Oh shit, that's too much crap, dude. Hold on, I gotta mix it up. Yes. Hold on, kitty. All right, hold on. Get it out of there. Hold on, I gotta mix it all up. Come on, kitty. Kitty. Meow. Come on, kitty. Assembly. Here be rabbits. So I'm smoking a cigarette. That one cat, I get to touch it, but then it runs away. So I don't really get to quite pet it. But it gets close enough. And then for some reason we have a line of pill bugs. Can you see the pill bugs? So we got pill bugs everywhere. I almost sat on them. Right? Like, I don't know why there's so many. Hey, what are you fuckers doing? Alright, they just woke up. I wanted to sit down, you fuckers. Pill bugs everywhere. Alright, so we're feeding the little varmints. Try not to sit on any pill bugs, but they're having a festival right here. Right? Oh, look at the baby. He's just a baby pill bug. Now, what are you fuckers doing? How's it going, Richard? Hope all is well. We're feeding the varmints. Oh, we're sorry to hear that, Richard. So that's a cat that lets me pet it. I don't pet it, but just touch it. Look at all the pill bugs came out. We're having a party. Oh, here's a slug. Look at the slug. I don't know why it won't focus on him. Look, you can see through him. I don't know where Spot is. Spot came last night with her boyfriend. I showed up a little late. Well, they're wild, so they won't let me pet them. One of them lets me touch him, and then he runs away. Hey, Wolfgang. Someone's practicing with their horn. The neighbors are practicing. I guess they got drums and something. It sounds like they're doing Sabbath or something. Oh, lights out, time to go sleep. Little varmint said, sleep, it's time to wake up. I'm not sure what my leg is doing. My leg is falling asleep. I must have a sign of a stroke. Hello, kitty. not a whole lot going on. We're just being lazy. Look, those cats are hungry. They ate all that food. Just a lazy day because I don't have to do anything today. All I have to do is watch TV and veg. Is that good stuff? I don't know. You can't really see the cats, but they're right here. Oh, guess we could smoke some pot, right? Alright.
Cops must have the tools of their trade always at the ready.
It's really nice having all the pockets because now I can carry all the equipment that I really need. So when I'm out of the car, I pretty much have everything I need.
Captain Alan Goldberg and Corporal Pete Baker pack about 35 pounds
So I have a little bit of
their night patrol in the Washington, D.C. suburbs.
Now, you guys have a lot of really cool stuff on your belts, but I want to know what's in your pockets to help you do your job.
Okay?
Okay? What do you got for me?
Okay, my mag light.
Now, this is important.
Well, not only is it a flashlight, obviously, but that is my impact weapon. I don't carry it at the time. So not only is it my light, but it can be an impact weapon, so I can strike for control.
So, it's a dark night, you're chasing a suspect down, you got the flashlight, you chase them, and then you can actually turn and boom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit newer school when it comes to this. I like having the expandable baton because like the flashlight, it's always with me. It's always in the pocket when I'm out of the car.
Oh yeah, I had
And
some motherfucker
it's
take
nice
one of
and
those
small.
out.
I can use it for defense if somebody's coming at me, where I can expand it so that it's used just like a standard straight baton.
So, Glenn, how do you retract it?
Well, to retract it, you gotta actually go down and get a blade sticker,
Boom.
and then
What else? What do you got?
well, before you grab the guy, sometimes they lock the windows in the car, and you can't get them out of the car. And believe it or not, that expandable baton and that flashlight very rarely will break a side glass window. It's really looks pretty innocuous, you know, a little screwdriver tip. But this actually is a window breaker, and you find a nice corner and just hit it like that. In fact, we had one the other night where the officers were all beating on this window, and the drunk driver wouldn't open the window. And one officer walked up with a window breaking tool and opened it in about 2 seconds. And of course, you have the seatbelt cutter if you have to extricate somebody from the car.
What else we got?
One of my jobs is testing some of the new equipment, and one of the things we're trying to do is get us night vision.
Night vision.
And some thermal imagers. Now this is one that I just got to test.
Thermal imaging, and it fits right in your pocket. That is amazing.
It measures heat, and the differences in heat gives you the image. And so it's not just for night vision. It can be used during the day. Somebody's running from you in the middle of the woods if you're looking for a bad guy or a missing person.
Now, can you see them through a building, or?
No, it doesn't show up two walls, but it allows me to see people walking down the street, indoors in a building. I can use it indoors.
Hey, Sunnyvale.
A thermal imager works by reading the
Fried
infrared
Heifer.
radiation or heat that's
Oh no, I don't know if I could watch that game.
The specially designed lens focuses that radiation onto the infrared detector inside the camera. The detector processes the
We're watching Modern Marvels. They're showing all the gadgets that the cops
and converts
have.
that into a visible image.
So right now they got this new night vision technology they're
I
testing.
carry a knife as well.
Simple, just self-defense? What I
Well,
think it's for, or?
really, seatbelts, crime scene tape. I've used it to jimmy in windows to get in somebody's house that I need to check on a welfare type thing.
Yep.
There's many uses for a knife.
This pocket-sized knife is specially made for military or law enforcement use by Kershaw Knives
Kershaw.
outside of Portland, Oregon. Here, they manufacture top-of-the-line blades in all sizes and for a variety of uses. from kitchen knives to pocket knives for hunting and combat.
Here we have one of our zero tolerance products. It's a back handle. It's made out of titanium. This is aircraft grade titanium.
Titanium.
3/16 of an inch thick.
To cut their blades out of steel this thick calls on some high-powered lasers. This machine can cut about 3,000 blades every day.
Oh, I'm out of rolling papers. Looks like this is the only joint I'm going to be smoking.
The zero tolerance.
Oh, yeah, Zofo.
Do a series of grinders and sanders that shape
Alright, we're gonna go
blades
smoke
to
outside.
exact specification. As the blades run down the conveyor belt, a robotic arm flips the blades into the correct position so they can move onto the automatic sanders for some fine-tuned grinding. High-speed milling machines process the knives' steel handles.
Felt good to rest all day.
Knife assembly teams attach the handles to the blades.
You basically have the back handle, the front handle with the two pieces of bread, and the blade is the meat in the sandwich. And they're all put together by hand. It's a knife, you have to adjust it.
The fully assembled knife gets its mark of approval. And a final handshake before it's packaged and shipped off to law enforcement agencies and into the pockets of police officers all over the world.
I'm here to talk to people about getting screened for colon cancer and hear their reasons why. I screened for my son. I'm his biggest fan. If you're 45 or older at average risk, you have screening options, like Cologuard.
Cologuard is non-invasive and finds 92% of colon cancers. It's not for those at high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
Everyone has a reason to screen for colon cancer. If you're 45 or older, get started at missiontoscreen.com.
Buying a home? Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you, saving you hundreds, even thousands, with Inflation Buster. That's more mini vacations, a lot more lattes, more date nights. Plus, if rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase,
The cats really like
the
this
savings in
Purina
your
one
refinance
cat
with
food.
Rate Drop Advantage.
They really like it.
That's more cash in your pocket. Save when you buy today and refinance tomorrow. Visit inflationbuster.com to get started.
Hey, if we want to build the future, we're gonna need some things. Like a high-speed internet connection that can turn my ideas into reality. Like the skills to become the world's most powerful coder.
Way more space to collaborate.
Through Project Up, Comcast has committed $1 billion to open doors for the next generation so they can build a future of unlimited possibilities.
This season, the most beautiful gifts come from Sephora at Kohl's. Light up their life and their faces. Expect the unexpected and shine brighter than ever. Sephora at Kohl's. Now in 600 stores nationwide.
Spicy buns, spicy sauce, spicy seasoning, spicy jalapenos, ooh, spicy fries. Boy, Arby's getting loose with the spice on the new Diablo sandwiches and fries. Arby's, we have the meat.
You let me try it? This is amazing.
Take the ride of your life.
There's one set of magnets in train and another set of magnets in the track. Those magnets repel each other.
In every vehicle out there.
Hovercraft is great way to move over both land and water.
And find out what the future of travel holds.
Pods carrying passengers would travel through huge vacuum tunnels at 670 miles per hour.
Supercharged Thursdays on Modern Marvels.
We thought it'd be cool to find out what's inside a construction worker's pockets. And what better place to find a construction worker than a construction site? So,
in Aldie, Virginia, Winchester Homes is building 58 single-family houses from the ground up.
sorry to interrupt you, but I want to find out what you do here.
Actually, what I do here is basement insulation.
Okay, so all this fiberglass insulation,
Yes, it's a fiberglass insulation.
how do you get it onto the wall? What do you do to
Actually,
secure
what we
it?
do is secure it. We use this DX351 Hilti gun. So you can see here, it uses a 27 caliber shot.
Wow.
With an 1 3/4 nail.
Whew. Drives right through the
Drives right through it into the concrete. Hold it.
Something about tools.
In keeping with the theme of our show, I'm interested in what's in your pockets.
In my
What do you got?
pockets, I got my PPE gear, personal protective equipment.
Sure.
Basically, this is a dust mask. It's an N95 dust mask.
Also, always have to carry my safety glasses. Of course. What we want to do is when we shoot in, you can get concrete that blasts off of it when we shoot it. So basically, we want to put them on for protection. Always keep a pair of gloves, basic for hand protection. Cool. And then also keep this one, which is an 8-inch bat knife.
A bat knife?
Yep. It's a TOK-B8 bat knife. What we do is actually to cut through the insulation because there's certain areas that we have to actually put the insulation into place.
Looks like it's been sharpened a lot. Why?
Yes. When it comes brand new, it's dull, so what we do is actually swipe it on concrete. And we'll go left to right, swipe it on the concrete, gets it nice and sharp. You see the edges in it, and actually you can feel how sharp it is
So
now.
you sharpen this just by scraping on the floor?
Left and right. Not on this, you don't want to use this finished concrete, you want to use something a little rougher.
Well, we started in the basement. Now we're gonna move it on up to the kitchen.
Installing cabinets is a high precision job, so these guys carry in their pockets what they need to measure twice and cut once.
First and foremost, we have the tape.
Hey, Rosie.
Yes. Looks like this thing's been your trusty friend for a long time. It's seen a lot of use. It has, and that fits right in your pocket. Yes, it does.
All right.
Also have a level. This particular torpedo level. It's common. We've always got one handy. It's fairly lightweight.
I have to get one of those. I have a Stability, but I'm not bringing my Stability.
It's also got the coolest name of anything. A torpedo level. Yes.
Torpedo level, I like that.
A level determines the alignment of surfaces by the position of the air bubble inside the small glass vial. At this point in Michigan, they make levels of all sizes, including the torpedo design that'll fit in your pocket.
Just point it on the ends. This slips in your pocket. Very easy.
Here, they make their torpedo levels from a mahogany-like wood from South America.
Carpenters like wood levels because it doesn't bother the surface.
Clear butts. I'm taking the day out today. I'm not drinking.
Once they cut the
We're
planks to size,
looking at carpenter
they shape
tools.
the ends into a pointed curve. On the side, they punch out an opening where the level's key part will fit, the bubble vial.
Oh, look, they're making them out of wood.
Our own vials. We start from scratch. So we have our own foundry. So most of our stuff is made right here.
First, they mark the lines that determine the size of the bubble.
What we have
Some
here
water.
are the vials that have already been made, marked, and through the oven have the lines baked on. The liquid it's methanol. It has a dye in it that turns it to the yellow color. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the vial and I'm going to sodium flag this box here.
Some water.
Inside the pot, a vacuum process draws the methanol up.
Methanol.
To the vial's opening.
Right now, what this has done is it's drawn the air out of each vial and it's replaced it with liquid.
And why is it yellow?
The bubble in each vial is then individually sized.
I'm putting air in to replace the liquid, and it's increasing the size of the bubble. What I try to do is get it as close to the lines as I can.
They do this for up to 1,500 vials every day, one bubble at a time.
What I'm going
Wow.
to do is close the ends of these, the vials. This is a silver solder, and this is a flux that you put on, and we make sure that the solder will stick to the silver that's already on. Just run it across.
A plaster compound secures the vial in place. A nickeloid plate goes over the vial to protect it.
So these are all wooden. They're wood.
Goes under plastic for packaging and shipping. To install cabinets and build homes all over the country. It's just another example of the tools of many trades that fill the pockets of 21st century people on the go.
So it's the thing about
Could
tools.
we travel lighter? Yeah, probably.
Whatever people do, the tools in their pockets.
Wallets, keys, but others need what they have to do their jobs.
and still others
Oh my goodness.
have some very surprising things in there. So tomorrow, when you're putting the usual things in the normal places, stop and ask yourself, what's in your pockets?
I'm looking for snow climbing cans, so.
Well, for Jim, that's how we'll go through his pockets. What's in your pockets?
Alright, you know,
What's in your pocket?
nothing. Nothing.
Gloria, they told you they have to show us what's in your pockets. Did they not?
Yes, they did, but I have nothing in my pocket.
Take to turn 20 tons of steel into finely crafted automobiles in less than a day, or to transform an empty foundation to a new home in just 6 hours. Every process is a one-of-a-kind journey, beginning to end. From the fiery birth of high-tech golf clubs
Golf
to the
clubs.
cataclysmic end of an old building. Get ready, because we're going from start to finish on Modern Marvels.
What is the thing? So the cat licks that plate clean. That's all I can feed you guys. You guys started to eat too much.
2,000 years is China's Great Wall.
Oh, the Great Wall of
It's
China.
a timeless reminder that getting from start to finish has often been a long, slow journey.
Look, it's over the mountains. Like, who would want to climb those
But in
mountains?
today's world, slow is not an option. Getting from start to finish is a race, and no one wants to be left behind.
If a manufacturer doesn't respond to that consumer pull, they're going to be out of business and other people are going to take their market. The faster you can get something to the consumer, the more likely they are to buy your product over somebody else's.
Modern business has to put the pedal to the metal.
And everything's robotic.
Incredible innovations.
The robot's gonna take over.
To finish in record time.
Using the automobile as a kickoff point, 100 years ago, people just wanted some kind of better, faster transportation.
And in 1908, Henry Ford delivered with his mass-produced Model Ts. Tin Lizzies were built by the thousands on the assembly line. Back then, it was a revolutionary process.
The assembly line.
But not even
1900s.
could have predicted how things would change. Kia Motors Manufacturing in Westport, Georgia is a $1 billion, 650-acre arena of high tech.
Kia.
Everything in this state-of-the-art facility is precisely calibrated for maximum efficiency and speed.
Look at all the robots. It's all
Each
robots.
vehicle will be built in 23.3 hours, and there's no room for error.
When we have 100,000 miles of warranty and 10 years of warranty, you want everything to be perfect when it comes off the final line.
And the clock starts.
23.3 hours it takes to make one.
This is the absolute beginning of a car. You wouldn't imagine it, but very soon, once it goes through our process, it'll start looking like a vehicle component.
Each one of these
Rolls of
galvanized
steel.
coils weighs 44,000 pounds. When unrolled, they stretch for more than a mile. The coils are lifted by 50-ton overhead cranes and placed on an enormous spool, which feeds the raw steel through a blanking press. This massive machine has a simple job. Unroll the steel coil, then cut it down to size.
These coils will make fenders, doors, inners and outers, hood inners and outers, tailgate inners and outers, and the other parts that you see forming of the body.
With its fast-moving dies, the blanking press can cut up to 40 panels each minute.
You can see we have a blank storage area nearby where all of those panels will be stored based on
Okay,
what
okay.
part they'll be stamped into.
Panels are then fed through the stamping press, the largest machine in the entire factory.
This is absolutely the biggest machine in this whole plant.
I'm sorry, I'm watching TV. Chuck Bronson.
It weighs in at more than 50,000 tons. Its massive dies move at 15 strokes a minute, molding the tough steel as if it were clay.
The draw die,
We're watching how they make cars.
then the 3 remaining dies are each 1,000 tons of clay. So that's a lot of
force coming down.
After less than an hour in the stamping shop, what was once an enormous steel coil is now a stack of shiny new auto body parts. But we're just getting started. Next up
So
is one of the
made
most
out of
prominent
steel, the car?
departments in the entire automotive industry. Kia's welding shop.
Look,
Here
it's all
there are
robots.
62 humans and 242 robots.
62 humans. 242 robots in this one section.
So the same process every time, takes out the human error so the customer gets a good quality vehicle.
Each vehicle that goes through the welding shop will receive more than 2,000 welds, all performed flawlessly by robots.
By robots. Flawless. They weld better than humans.
It could take an entire day to complete a car body. Robots can fuse one together in 90 minutes.
People take all day. Robot, 90 minutes.
It was
The robot.
1961 when the first industrial robots went to work for a General Motors plant. These robots, called Unimate, were basically mechanized lifters and welders. They were cutting edge for the time, but they still had plenty of drawbacks.
They were backed up by very limited computer power. They weren't really equipped with any kind of sensing. They couldn't touch anything and feel. They couldn't see anything and feed it back into their system. So as good as they were still relatively unintelligent.
But as the decades passed and technology took off, robots with sensors and computer vision became commonplace. Today at Kia, sophisticated robotic systems perform the most difficult, dangerous, and repetitive tasks. From start to finish.
This is the beginning. This is our floor line here. This is
The
where
robots can see it. They got sensors.
See, they transfer down the line here, and when they transfer, the robots come in, make welds. The jig turns back around, comes back up. Robot picks it up, puts it back up into a carrier that goes through the overhead.
The overhead conveyor transports the floor of the car to the body build line, where the vehicle
Look, the
starts
robot,
to
he picked that car up like a nothing.
Most people think body shop's the place to be. You get all the automation. Everything's working so fast, and when you watch the whole system run, it's really impressive.
with their free range of movement and precision programming. Industrial robots almost look like they have minds of their own, but they don't.
Each robot's controlled by an individual robot controller. It controls all the motor functions.
A robot controller.
Every robot's got to be interlocked or you have collisions all over the place. You got your human-machine interface right here and allows the robots to quickly communicate to each other to prevent collisions and unnecessary downtime.
This interface is critical, especially here at Roof Assembly, where precisely choreographed machines have 1 minute to do their job.
Right, so you have like 10 robots around the car. They're all plugged into each other, so they don't.
In that 60 seconds.
He's all like telling this robot, "You got to move because I'm coming."
One thing that we should realize with robotic systems is that once it's programmed correctly, that robot is not going to get tired. It's not going to make a mistake.
After just an hour and a half, what was once individual doors, fenders, roofs,
So an hour and a half.
are now recognizable vehicles.
Now they got the body. An hour and a half later, after entering the robot factory.
While robots have revolutionized how the automotive industry gets from start to finish, they've also scored a hole in one.
Oh, golf clubs. Oh, a robot golfer.
Meet Pingman, a robotic golfer designed and used exclusively by Ping Incorporated in
Be a
Phoenix,
robot
Arizona.
golfer.
He's designed to mimic a human swing. So you can see he's got a hip bend here, a shoulder turn, which is where this whole swing is powered from, and then you can see it's a free wrist.
Pingman is the one engineers turn to as they tee up a new design. It's the first step in creating a golf club, and it all starts with gathering data.
You can see exactly what golf club's spinning the ball more, which golf club's more prone to slice it, which one's more prone to hook it, which one's going to launch it higher, which one's going to launch it lower.
Designing a club is serious business, and it's attempted only by the finest engineering minds around. It wasn't always this way.
Ah!
In the early days of golf, clubs were basic. Just a hunk of wood or metal attached to a stick. Karsten Solheim, Ping's founder, changed all of that forever. Karsten wasn't a good golfer, but he was a brilliant engineer.
My dad was phenomenal mechanically. And I mean, before General Electric, where he designed their first compact television, he worked for Ryan Aircraft with the engineers that did Lindbergh's plane.
He started to play golf and thought, you know what, I could apply some general engineering principles to these golf clubs.
In 1959, Karsten set out to make a
Hey, Nino from Canada. Hey, Richard, have a good night. We're just watching TV tonight, not doing anything.
His first putter. His diligence paid off when the new putter actually lowered his golf score.
What he didn't realize he was building at the same time was a tuning fork. So when he hit the first ball,
We're sober today.
And he knew the name of his putter.
Fast forward half a century. Fierce competition in the golf world means spending months on a design is not an option. Today, Ping's engineers can whip up a design in about half a day. Here's how they do it. Data from Pingman goes into a computerized database. Engineers quickly pull information and design a new club. In cyberspace. Then, they test it.
So what we're modeling here is a collision between a golf club and a golf ball.
So you could test it in the computer before
And we just want to
Ping
make sure
Man.
that nothing's taking on too much stress or bending, and that it's going to have a good solid feel for the customer.
With sophisticated computer programs and just a few clicks of the mouse, this virtual golf club is calibrated and ready to swing its way into existence.
You know, they say it's not rocket science, but here it actually kind of is.
The design is finished, but there's a lot more to do before you can tee off, including melting steel. As for those
So it's
newly made
titanium.
cars, next stop is a dip in an 86,000-gallon electrified tank.
They look different.
Ah!
Jeez. Wow, that's a lot of rolls. When you prefer a dream vacation over a rental nightmare.
Huh.
Let's get you checked in. It matters where you stay.
Hilton, for the stay. I'm on a mission to talk to people about getting screened for colon cancer and hear their reasons why. I screened
Now,
for my
Hilton,
son. I'm his
I believe,
biggest
was an
fan.
American company. I
If
do
you're
not believe it's
45 or older
American
and
anymore.
at risk, you have screening options, like Cologuard.
Cologuard is non-invasive and fights 92% of colon cancers. It's not for those at high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
Everyone has a reason to screen for colon cancer. If you're 45 or older, get started at missiontoscreen.com.
Hey, if we want to build a future, we're gonna need something.
With a high-speed internet connection that can turn my
This is the most popular commercial right now. Hey, JR. I'm not drunk, but I'm not paying attention either. I'm watching TV. I think I'm just going to end my stream because of being kind of rude. And I'm not really focusing on the stream. I'm just watching TV. We fed the cats.
This season, the most beautiful gifts come from Sephora.
It's drinking water.
Light up their life
Duh.
and their faces.
I do that with my beer, right? The cap's on.
And shine brighter than ever. Sephora at Kohl's. Now in 600 stores nationwide.
Oh, water is so good for you. I should drink more water. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna say goodnight, everyone.
This Dragonbird is so strong it can hold a 16-pound bowling ball.
Yes, thank you, Nino.
Everyday marvels are in our kitchen.
If you imagine a glass of water, 80% of that comes from snow melt.
And in the garage.
I didn't do anything all day and look, I'm still yawning.
Find out how they're made. Voila. I can open a valve here.
We need more water.
Everyday marvels. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Sunday on Modern Marvels.
Well, we'll show you how fast the car gets made. Hour and a half.
Robotic researchers
Oh, it's already done. They show you how they make golf clubs in the computer.
Machine slice, mold,
Molding.
fuse their way to a car body.
We need some
In
mold.
just 2 hours.
The magic
And
kind.
designers cook up an amazingly complex golf club, faster than you can say sand trap. But in some worlds, crossing the finish line doesn't mean you get a shiny new creation. Sometimes it leaves you with a pile of rubble. And that's just what
They're
these guys
excavators.
want, because they're demolition men. And their job isn't to create, it's to destroy. Downtown Hartford, Connecticut. A busy urban area with shiny high-rises, modern architecture, and this. An 80,000 square foot eyesore that once housed a news channel. The building has to go. But that won't be easy.
This building was built in the 60s. They built it like a fortress, you know. It's just amazing that how they built this structure with so much steel.
The Industrial Wrecking Company will have 5 months to complete this project. It's a
5 months. They
serious
got to wreck the building in 5 months.
And if it's not met, it'll cost a pretty penny.
You know, depending on the size of the project, it could be a lot of money, a couple of $1,000s a day.
The battle lines have been drawn. It'll be a 5-month showdown.
5
Man and
months.
machine versus a tough concrete and steel building. Who will come out on top?
Gas in the track.
Unusual things happen. It depends on how well a building was built, and unfortunately, even if you have the plans of how a building was built, it doesn't tell you how strong the building is.
3 months in, and the project has been running smoothly. Until now. Construction engineers are quickly realizing the building is much stronger than they thought. To stay on schedule, engineers have to create a significant structural failure. They zero in on 2 columns holding up the upper level. By attaching choker cables to the beams and using an excavator.
An excavator.
Engineers hope they'll make quick work of a large part of the building.
So you just need to yank
The
it out.
excavator is a Cat 245. It weighs in at 140,000 pounds. It's
Caterpillar
usually a demo man's best
245.
friend. But today, this monster of destruction is having a rough go.
What was unexpected was when we pulled out the second one, the building didn't come down. It just settled a little bit. That's a attribution to the well-built concrete construction that they used back in the early 60s.
In the early
The
60s.
wrecking crew doesn't have time
The
to
concrete
fight.
was built so much better.
They know they need more ammo. Enter the pulverizer.
The
With
pulverizer!
up to 90 tons of crushing force, the pulverizer is a beast. Its jaws open up 6 to 8 feet across, and it shoots through concrete as if it were cardboard.
245 munched into the floor a little bit to loosen it up. And then he reached up with a big boom and pushed down on the top of the fourth floor to push the building down into the hole. Once he got it going, then the weight took it the rest of the way down.
Finally went.
Tons of concrete and steel that defied the elements for more than 50 years. Demolished in mere seconds. And with that, this job just made considerable progress. But there's still a long way to go before the building falls.
It's definitely built like a bomb shelter. We didn't anticipate it being this. You know, the rebar is all over the place. As you can see, it's spaghetti up there. Probably about 8 to 10 inch floors.
The excavator, even with a pulverizer, can't do this job on its own. It's taking too long. And the last thing this wrecking crew has is time. So now they call in the big guns. The wrecking ball.
The wrecking ball.
Description of the wrecking ball in the surroundings, like in cities. The contract was having a difficult time with some of the concrete certain areas, and you have to use it vertically, not horizontally.
In other words, this massive 3.5 ton chunk of metal will be dropped on top of the building, using gravity to ram through the...
They're using a wrecking ball.
You pretty much strategically hit the building, so gradually you'll do most of your demolition.
Sounds easy enough, but it's not.
7,000-pound wrecking ball.
Dangling from the end of an 80-foot boom is extremely dangerous.
Yeah.
Al Capaziello would know. He spent more than 60 years working with a ball and crane.
The wrecking ball is like a dinosaur. It's also like a boomerang. Like it's continuously turning, spinning. And it goes out and it comes back at you. Can't take your eye off that ball for a second. It will come right in the cab and kill you.
Al managed to survive decades working with the old ball. Today, he's keeping a watchful eye on his brother Craig, who's running the crane.
Right now, we've got some little ball action going on. Bringing the top down. It's fun. It brings us back to the old days. These days, we're getting a little more modernized in the industry with high-reach excavators and things like that. The old ball harkens back to days of yore.
The wrecking ball is certainly not the most technologically advanced.
The wrecking ball.
But it works. And since its birth in early 20th century New York City, it has rammed its way through building after building. And on this job, the crew used it wisely.
Wow.
No accidents, no slowdowns. A good crew on the ground is a critical part of a successful start to finish. Terrence Hegel knows this.
He's smoking a cigar on the job.
And today he's assembled a
Hey, Larson Farms.
a big job. Going
You just won the Powerball? They said someone in Los Angeles won. Congratulations.
Traditional seashore colonial.
I would hope I win lunch.
Lots of windows, 2 stories, 3 bedrooms, 2.5
breakfast.
baths. I have a full
Okay,
walk-up
dinner.
back.
I
It's a
don't
very
care.
nice house.
But it's no ordinary house. This is a custom-designed modular home.
A modular home.
Components are fabricated in a factory and designed to snap together like Legos.
The part that I most enjoy is starting at
We gotta turn this up.
and seeing that empty foundation and watching my guys come in and get ready to go to work.
Let's see how you do in 6 hours, because they do put them up pretty quick.
Like these 6 or 8 hours, we're going to have a house that would have taken anybody else 3 to 4 months.
I'm not sure, because we've got framers on the other thing that don't have houses like
About
that.
7 days ago, this house was just a pile of lumber, and you can see right here, it's nearly a completed house. The full kitchen is in.
I mean, they're kicking out.
These modules can weigh more than 25,000 pounds, making the crane a key player on this job.
With the crane, you really want an experienced operator.
But
Rodney
yeah,
is a
I guess
very
he's right
experienced
3-4
operator.
weeks
We've been
later.
working with him for years. It's a dangerous job. He's got to worry about power lines. He has to worry about the wind. He's got to worry about someone not paying attention and wandering around. So the operator is critical.
In fact, this entire crew is highly specialized. Proof that modular is a hot market.
Typically, when you build a house, you have a construction loan, okay? And your construction loan starts ticking the minute you start construction and start borrowing money from the bank. If it takes 6 months to build a typical house, and I can finish that same house in 2 months, that's 4 months of interest that particular homeowner's not paying. That's a significant dollar savings to the homeowner.
But assembling cubes on site is just one part of this process. The nuts and bolts of modular building is in the factory.
What I find amazing is the factory process, and you have to see it to believe it.
At a modular home factory, it's always go time. as lumber becomes living quarters in an industrial blink of an eye.
My asthma felt anything but normal. It was time for a new normal.
These are already prefabricated. Ours were prefabricated too, but they come out as walls. So you prop the walls up, put the stairs in, do the floor. Floor comes prefab, but it's not just one module. Like here, they got a whole module. They put it like a container, stack of containers.
Specialist about a new normal with Nucala.
A little familiar with that, but a little different because it's just basically wall to wall, and then you hook them together. They do it with commercial buildings too. The outside, come in, lift it up, click it onto the side of the fucking building.
Sorry, babies, but mom
I've seen him do it in Hollywood.
Diamond baby, language. Love you.
Oh, look at Paris Hilton. He looks so pretty.
It matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
We don't care what anyone says. She's never a movie star or anything, but she looked good.
Light up their
Right.
life and their faces. Expect the unexpected
She's
and
pretty.
shine brighter
She's a
than
party
ever.
animal.
Sephora
What?
at Kohl's.
What's the problem?
600 stores
She looked good.
nationwide.
She could hang out with rock stars. A socialite. Not everybody can be a socialite because then you're gonna have to look like her or something. And have rich parents. I don't care what anyone says. I like that commercial because you can see her pretty face.
You're on the air with Susie on the Susie Mormon.
Yeah, I know I sound
Talk
drunk.
about money in a way that you can understand. Because in my opinion, the American dream has changed. Where you can save.
No, we don't want that. We want Paris Hilton commercials. Looking around, Alexa.
This machine is the world's first purpose-built sports mech.
It's a robot.
Modern marvels, where we explore.
The robots are taking over.
Real autonomy started in the space age, where lunar vehicles were being experimented with.
All the structures, no matter how big, small, or tasty.
They discovered this iron molecule called heme. When people crave meat, it's really a craving for heme.
This is how all things are made.
Really? Does that come in ice cream? Put that stuff in ice cream?
Back at Kia Motors, it's been just 2.5 hours, and these 20-ton coils of steel are close to becoming new sets of wheels. But there's still some traveling to do, and the most precarious pit stop is just ahead. The paint shop. Each new car will spend about 1/3 of its early life in paint.
The whole process from this point is a little over 8 hours. There's roughly 6 miles of conveyor in this plant. So it takes
6 miles of conveyor
It's
belt
way too
to
much
paint
of a
your
time
vehicle.
investment to
A
risk
brand
even
new
the
car.
smallest error. So the plant takes extreme precautions here. This shop is as clean as the most sterile operating room. Everything that enters must be thoroughly decontaminated. And that goes for humans, as well as cars.
How about if you gotta take a shit
Because
or
the
crap?
slightest speck of dust can ruin a shiny new paint job.
Ruin your paint job.
The first step is pre-treatment. A series of washes and chemical dips that prep the vehicle surface for paint. It's a laborious process, but the payoff is an immaculate metal canvas ready for customized color. And that first coat of paint packs quite a punch.
The proper term is electrodeposition.
Electro
The unit and
charged paint.
Charged paint. It coats not only the outer surfaces, but the inner cavities and crevices and the underside of the
They
unit.
dip it in a vat of paint.
This 86,000-gallon bag is about 90% deionized water.
Deionized water.
And did we mention it's supercharged with electricity?
A supercharged.
This is
With
an
electricity.
DC current. It's very high voltage. We cannot let
That's how they make
water turn on.
superheroes. They dip them in chromium or something.
And because opposite electrical charges attract, the paint particles bind themselves to the cars as if the metal were a magnet.
It's corrosion prevention.
Very
It goes
scientific
inside and
robot.
outside of the car, so it's a rust preventative for body seams and things that you can't see and the things you really can't get to with paint.
It takes 6 minutes.
So 8 hours for
to
paint.
pass through the electrodeposition tank.
The electro deposition tank. All right, take notes.
Rust-proof.
Rust-proof paint.
Next up, the paint booth.
The paint
This is where
booth.
all the prepping pays off.
It's a robot painter.
As cars get the one coat the whole world will see. Here, they take no chances. Everything in the paint booth is controlled by computers.
Look at the robot. He can
By
paint.
robots.
Inside the robot arm, there is what we call a color valve. We paint currently 10 different colors, and all 10 colors of paint are piped up to that color valve. As the unit comes into the robot's work envelope, it knows what color it's going to spray, so it triggers the color valve, and it sprays the color required for that unit.
Each car has already been outfitted with an ID number. Computer tracking throughout the factory guarantees that every car gets its required color.
You can paint a white car, a red car, a green car in that order, and all we have to do is a quick purge and cleaning of the line that goes out the end of the robot, and then we load a new color in behind it.
The robot.
Out, color is in. After 8 hours in the paint shop, we're one step closer to hitting the highway. From start to finish, the paint shop is engineered
So they
to prevent
make a
costly
car in
mistakes.
23 hours.
And because of
Hey,
the
Optic
incredible automation,
Shrooms.
it can almost run itself. Perhaps this is a glimpse into the factory of the future.
The more sophisticated
Oh, right on.
systems and machine tools become, we're just going slowly but surely towards the fully automated
Happy
factory.
Friday. Isn't it Saturday?
Extreme automation
Did I miss a
plays
day's work?
crucial role
What day
when
is
it comes
it?
to making a car.
Alexa, what day is it?
When it's time to forge a cutting-edge golf club, automation takes a back seat to ancient artistry.
So it's called the Lost Wax process. It takes
Oh, then it waxes. The robot waxes.
Pete Polian runs
The robot wax on, wax off. Oh, those golf clubs.
specializes in the lost wax process, one of the oldest methods of casting. And the next step in the birth of a golf club. It's an intense 4-day process
4 days.
to finish.
Takes 4 days to make a golf club, 1 day to make a car.
17.4 pH. It's a stainless steel. It's precipitation hardening. It's got about 15.5 to 16% chrome. There's about 3% copper and about 4 to 4.5% nickel in this.
Into the fire they go. The furnace is blazing at 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's so hot, the steel will take less than an hour to melt. Meanwhile, in a much cooler part of the foundry, a parallel process of mold making is underway. Using specifications set by Ping's design team, mold makers replicate every minute detail of each club in wax.
Cordova beeswax is very critical in the process because in order to gain dimensional control,
Cornuba beeswax. It's sex wax. You rub it on your
The wax
surfboard.
also has to be able to handle a heavy coating of ceramic.
the next critical step in the process is to apply ceramic slurry to our wax pattern setup. We're going to load the setup on the robot hanger.
The robot hanger.
Pick up the setup, dip it in a water-based slurry just to add a slip plane so that our first coat of primary dip adheres to the product. From there, we're going to go into a fluidized sand bed and add the ceramic sand so that we build up a layer of slurry sand. We're going to repeat that 4 more times. 4 coats of slurry, 4 coats of sand.
Each coat must be applied extremely evenly to capture every intricate line and groove of the wax mold. This process of dipping will take 22 hours. It's a job that's too delicate and labor-intensive for humans.
He's a dipper.
We use robotics so that we get the same consistent result time in and time out.
Once the ceramic shell is hardened, the wax is melted out, leaving a hollow mold ready for the pour. Handling molten metal is extremely dangerous. Pourers must wear protective suits made of aluminized Kevlar, the same material used for bulletproof vests.
Kevlar.
The Kevlar shields workers from accidental splashes of white-hot metal. But perhaps even more deadly is the intense radiant heat. Exposure to this invisible force can be fatal. protective attire is not only critical, it's life-saving. Before pouring the metal, workers must remove a layer of slag, a thick crust of unwanted metals that floats to the top during smelting.
So look, you could die making golf clubs, right? Because the people have to do it. What happened to the robots? They gotta pour all the metal in the mold. The robot doesn't do it?
As the molds cool,
Oh, that's a robot?
the temperature of the molten steel plummets, going from 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit to room temperature in just 4 hours. But not even Arnold Palmer could play around with this. At least not yet. There's one more stop before we're ready to hit the green.
What is
And
it?
another stop for
So we're
these
going back to the
operators,
cars.
too, because once the paint is dry, it's time to fill them up. But what about that modular home? It took 6 hours to set the cubes, but it'll take less than a week.
Walgreens Find Rx coverage is here to make Medicare easy. Even easier than those dances your grandkids love doing with you. Start Medicare shopping today with Walgreens Find Rx coverage.
The cat say 8 and disappeared.
Co-pays. When you need to talk Medicare, Walgreens is here. Walgreens.
Walgreeners.
Maybe this gender reveal party was a bad idea.
We get our avocados from Mexico.
What do we do?
Add the avocados from Mexico.
Good call. I can't believe they taste good and they're good for you.
I can't believe you're having a girl.
It's time to charm.
We have 7 kids.
Good Times Made Possible by the official sponsor of Good.
Avocados from Mexico.
We have the new Range Rover commercial. The Velar. You have to visit your Bay Area retailer.
Dream vacation over a rental nightmare. It matters where you stay. Hilton for the stay.
Aptamil may be new to you, but we're not new. For decades, parents feeding this formula have trusted us, making Aptamil the #1 formula brand in Europe today. And now, we're here for you.
The challenge of installing these gates is not too dissimilar from trying to move a couch into your apartment halfway into your home.
If you've ever asked yourself, how do they do that?
The hydroelectric generators will generate the equivalent of 18 nuclear plants.
We've got the answers.
We are literally rewriting the book on how to design large projects.
The most inspiring man-made marvels.
I have to see it to believe it. Well, I actually saw it and I believe it.
What kind of day?
Every Tuesday and Saturday on Marvel.
Oh, Tuesday. Oh, we get to watch it today?
It's been a successful day for Terrence Heddle and his crew.
We built a 2,000 square foot house in 6 hours. If we had built that house on site in a conventional method, where we're at today would have taken 3 months.
3 months is an eternity in the modular world, where construction can outpace conventional building 25-1. But setting a home is actually the final step. Modular building begins in the factory.
We've basically taken the house and put it in a factory, just like Henry Ford put the Model T in the factory all those years ago.
This is Excel Builders, North America's largest modular home factory. Here, Henry Ford's assembly line system is on spectacular display as modules make their way from one end of the factory to the other. It's an astonishingly efficient process.
We're going to go from a pile of lumber over on that side of the factory
I want to see how they do it.
to a finished house, 2,400 square foot house in about 4 days.
It may sound incredible, but 4 days is all Excel needs to construct a new home, fully equipped. with everything, including the kitchen sink.
This is where it all begins. This hunk of lumber has been precision cut in our mill. All the end cuts are square and plumb, and it's really the building block of what's going to become the floor for the home we're building. At the same time they're building the floor decks, they're building walls simultaneously. So when that floor deck rolls over here, where we see the two walls standing up, the walls come over on a crane and they get set on the floor deck.
Every inch of Excel's factory is devoted to efficient building. It has 22 workstations, with each taking less than an hour to perform its duty. Every 45 minutes, the horn sounds, and the entire factory shifts. Safety nets go down, catwalks go up, and each module is pushed forward to its next station.
This is stage 4, and from a raw stack of lumber that we began with at the floor section, we moved through 4 stations where we applied the floor, we've applied the interior walls, we've applied the exterior walls, now we're setting the roof. In a matter of 4 hours, we went from a raw stack of lumber to an enclosed structure that's ready for interior finish.
The boxes travel along precisely calibrated rails. They're a
Rails.
smooth transportation system. And they're also a perfectly level workbench.
This rail is aligned within a 16th inch of level front to back and side to side. That assures in the whole 150,000 square feet of manufacturing space, our craftsmen have a level platform in which to work on. Where somebody on a traditional site is bending over, hammering the nail, and then reaching and, kind of wobbling on a high wall, everything in the factory is built at chest high level, and it's built on very large jigs. So there's lots of things that they can do in the factory that you just can't do on site.
Weather delays are never a problem. And by day 2, roofing work begins.
We're in station 11 now. We've completed the floors, we've completed the walls, we've applied the roof section, the interior drywall has begun to be finished, the rough plumbing is in place, the rough electrical is in place. And now we move to the roof section, applying the sheeting, then we'll apply a weatherproofing membrane, and then the final shingles.
Wow.
While modular enthusiasts are convinced
So that's kind of
these
neat.
are homes of the future, they're also icons of the past. In 1908, Sears Roebuck and Company added ready-to-assemble houses to their extensive mail order catalog.
What Sears was doing out of the catalog was selling you the entire house. So every stick of lumber that went into that house was banded up, put on a railroad car, and delivered to your town, where you picked it up and then brought it home with the instructions and put it together.
The lumber was pre-cut at a factory, and the kit included a frame, drywall, shingles, and an instruction book. Some 100,000 people across America snatched up these homes in a box, despite a complicated construction process.
Basically, what we're doing is that lumber's not coming to me in the field, that lumber's coming to my manufacturer. They're putting it all together and delivering me giant cubes.
Today, thanks to computer-aided design and meticulous upfront planning by architects, every piece of a modular home is engineered for speedy assembly, both on-site and in the factory. After 4 days on the line, completed modules are rolled outside, inspected, and sent on their way.
Inspected. Oh, it's Paris Hilton again.
Where should we put all your luggage, Miss Hill?
She's tall.
Please. Sliding travel tip number 48. Book confirmed connecting rooms for an extra large closet. Or, for your family.
When you need a
Look at
connecting
your
room for
doggy.
whatever reason, it matters where you stay.
Oh, fuck.
Hilton for the stay.
Kohl's early access deals are going fast. Shop them now. Earn
$10 Kohl's Cash for every $50 you spend. And get 30% off Legos, 50% off Jenny's for your family, and a digital air fryer for $33.99. Plus,
I don't know if that's a potato bug.
Kohl's.
Whether someone is across the neighborhood, across the street, or across the room, you have the power to make them feel right at home. Ritz, a taste of welcome.
Thank you, Nature Made, for seeing that life is a little chaotic.
Well, everyone, we would like to thank you guys for dipping in,
Immune health are thrown off. New Nature Made.
dipping out and stuff. I'm gonna get some rest, and then
We talk about money in a way that you
who knows what will tomorrow bring.
opinion, the American dream has changed. You can save yourself.
Big sucks.
You really tried it? This is amazing.
Take the ride of your life.
There's one set of magnets in the train, and another set of magnets in the track. Those magnets repel each other.
In every vehicle out there.
The hovercraft is a great way over both land and water.
And find out what the future of travel holds.
Pods carrying passengers would travel through huge vacuum tunnels at 670 miles per hour.
Supercharge, Thursdays.
Supercharged robot.
It's been a long 5 months for the industrial wrecking crew. They battled steel, rebar, and tons of concrete. All work and no play.
8 hours of pulling levers and things like that makes for a tiring time.
And the star player on this job site was the wrecking ball. It's a product of the quest for destructive speed. It's also a battle-hardened veteran, just like its masters. But the wrecking ball is slowly becoming a rare sight on modern demolition jobs.
It is getting sort of phased out. We're losing operators.
Are you hungry,
They
Spot?
don't have the experience that you used to have.
Skilled operators are fast becoming a rare breed.
Spot comes
The
late.
rest of them, unfortunately,
There you go, Spot.
going to the big
Spot.
wrecking job in the side with the wrecking ball.
Come on, Spot.
But in the end, the hard work paid off.
We got some fancy food.
The old building is just a pile of rubble,
Some other cat
and the
food.
crew will have that carted off in days.
We
It
have
won't
to
be
like
long
this
before
stuff.
this piece of real estate looks a lot
Come on,
different.
Spot.
12, 18 months, this will be a nice building on the spot, and we'll have our 200,000 square foot platinum green building.
Meanwhile, Terrence Hegel and his crew put the finishing touches on this piece of real estate, where they went from an empty foundation to an entire house in a mere 6 hours. Today's modular homes are a far cry from cookie-cutter post-war prefabs, like Levittown, New York. That's because modern builders and buyers are all about customization.
Very, very few of the homes that we build are off a top set of plans. People will design their own home, send us the drawing, we'll convert it into a reproducible home, and then we'll build that home.
But none of it would be possible without this. A factory process engineered for maximum efficiency and quality.
They have a full engineering staff at any one of these modular manufacturers that can basically replicate in a factory environment anything that we could build in a more traditional fashion.
Not only are modern factories building entire homes in less than a week, they're building custom homes.
We're really doing modular mansions now, things that are very, very complex, high-end, and fairly expensive.
How would you like to call this place home? And what would look better in the garage than a brand new set of clubs? After 4 days of mold making, casting, and cooling, a pneumatic hammer makes quick work of the ceramic shell, revealing a set of golf club heads.
So now we've replicated exactly what we did in wax. Now we have it in metal.
They look very good, and I think they're going to make somebody a happy golfer.
What was once just a virtual reality is now an actual iron, ready to get its grip. And with some final tweaking, the clubs are boxed up and sent out on a mission to lower golf scores.
We want our customers to play better golf, so I'd say we're in the game improvement business.
It's time to hit the driving range.
That's a peach.
Meanwhile, back at Kia, we're one step closer to hitting the highway. It's been quite a ride so far. After stamping, welding, painting, and drying, these new cars have finally earned their wheels. And they get them, among other things, in general assembly, the final stop before hitting the open road.
The car comes in as an empty body. We place the electronics into the car. We place the wiring. We then put the chassis module. We place all the interior trim. And then it becomes a finished car. It rolls off the end of the assembly line to the customer.
Every car gets a run through the showers to test for water tightness. And finally, it's time to crank it up and hit the test track. Because the day isn't over until each new car is taken for a first spin.
Okay, time to take a big full test drive. We jump to 50 right here, and we'll set the cruise. Right here, we'll let go.
Hard to believe that just 23 hours ago, this
Mercy brake works.
was this. We've come a long way in 100 years. Perhaps even Henry Ford would be impressed. Where we'll be in 100 more is anyone's guess. But you can bet that whether it takes less than a day or all of 5 months, getting from start to finish will be a highly engineered adventure.
Okay, we'll see you later.
And it'll be worth the ride. It's the busiest room in the house, where every day we battle dirt, germs, and BO. Today it's mainstream, but not long ago, it revolutionized our world. From faucet to foam to flush, it's Bathroom Tech on Modern Marvel's Essentials.
Okay, well, the thing is over.
The bathroom. It's a place full of modern wonders, all devoted to making us clean. And one of the bathroom's most essential pieces is committed to eliminating the waste most of us don't want to think about.
The shitter. All right, we're going to go to rest now. I would like to thank everyone for dipping in and dipping out, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend.
Making their version of the porcelain god.
We're going to get some rest, and believe it or not, I'm sober, so just drinking water.
Meet the King of Thrones, the Champion Core.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you, Wolfgang, Harry Rabbit, Charla, everyone. Good night. Have a good night, everyone. I'm a little tired.
A year are dropped in the toilet. And so we do consider those things when we're designing, but these are not things that